So I've been nasty today and put Hanne on Mandarb to try and lengthen her stirrups and try out my horse to hopefully she'll say he's bloody awesome. That's my hope, obviously. But at the moment, I think she's busy stretching her hips. Isn't that right, Hanne?
Yeah. And I've got cramps in my glute med.
The gluteus medius and or the muscles in that area. It's one of the butt muscles, and they tend to cramp up when they get into that very shortened position. That happens when you open your hips, and you open your hips in two different ways. One is to move the knee backwards in relation to the hip, and the other is to move the knee out in relation to the hip. Both of those are opening the hip movements, and the gluteus medius that Hanne was referring to is one of the muscles that need to shorten up the most when doing that movement. So this horse is quite wide, and she's got very long stirrups on now, so he's asking her to open her hips up really, really well. And that's why they cramp up. I normally say that cramps, it's the man in the brain, one of Hanne's trademark expressions, the man in the brain. A cramp is the man in the brain test running a muscle that hasn't been doing this for quite a while.
It is.
So if you dare to sit through the cramp, normally that will mean that the man in the brain gets to finish his test run and then do analysis afterwards, and then you can use those muscles later.
Yeah.
If you interrupt it, it'll take more tries to do the same thing, which isn't in itself a danger. It's just if you dare sit through it or manage to sit through it, that might also be a good thing.
Yeah. Breathe.
So
That
you're
helps.
breathing now and your hips have started moving.
Yeah. Now
Took I don't know how long that took, but we've only been on for 2.5 minutes, so it can't be that long.
No.
How does it feel?
It's better.
Yeah?
You mean how he feels?
Yeah, both.
I've been busy enough taking care of my own body.
That's fine.
I don't want to sort of panic because it's painful.
Yeah.
But it feels like I can actually stretch down to my stirrups.
Yeah. Very nice.
And they are much longer than I used to be able to stretch to.
Yeah.
And I deliberately let him go a little long because I can't. It's very difficult to sit. I have to sort of, and I'm so weak as well because I haven't been really restored since the last time I was training. So I'm really weak in the muscles around my hips.
Yeah. So this is like a warning to all our friends out there watching. This is me putting Hanne up on Mandarb when it might have been better to have another day resting, but Hanne also needs to have fun in her poor brain, so I wanted to at least give something.
Yeah, and you guys have been asking because we had that video on, I think it was Temfox or Yendar, I think it was, when I actually turned my stirrups two holes longer and was able to stretch.
Yeah.
But Yendar is much narrower than this guy here.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not using any of the muscles in my legs and around my hips apart from walking up to the mounting block. That was a nightmare, but just sitting here, I mean, we know paralyzed people are paralyzed from the waist and down and still riding, so I'm not gonna be a sissy here.
So it's a bit of the Australian expression,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Hard to fuck up, princess.
Bleep. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't got any. I can't edit that out. I am not good enough, so you have to listen to it. But the Australians will.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
So what is it about the stretching, and what do you want to talk about or do about that?
What I'm doing now, yeah, and that helped with him a lot. I'm trying to stretch down, down, down for each step into the stirrups.
What does that mean? Do you push into the stirrup?
I push the stirrups down now,
All right.
because I tend to lose the stirrups exactly in that moment,
Oh yeah.
because
So okay. Yeah,
when
sorry.
he's pushing my bum forwards,
Yeah.
my hip flexors are so short, so then I lose the pressure down in the stirrups,
Yeah.
because I'm too tight there. And now, because I've been stretching the quads for a long time, it really it's possible for me to stretch if I really concentrate.
Yeah. You have to sit back on your bum though.
Yeah. No, that's
I
even
know.
worse.
Yes. But
Yeah, I know.
of course it is. I know that's the thing.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do here is both sit on the bum and stretch the legs back and down, which opens the hips more in both those directions that
Yeah.
we talked about.
And poor Mandar, he is so confused because I'm doing all these test runs,
Yeah.
and
Here's-
he like he came from your beautiful riding right now, and then I'm coming up, and I feel just terrible for confusing him.
But can I say something here that
Stop.
I tell my students this
No.
all the time. He is not confused.
No.
He's just shaping his body the way you shape your
yeah,
body.
yeah, I know.
So he's not confused. He's just, all right, if this is how I have to do it, then I guess this is how I do it.
Yeah.
And this is an extremely important point that we try to teach. There are different ways to train a horse. Some people train a horse to do the same to do the thing if you do the right cue. We don't think in terms of cues. We think in terms of balance. So if you sit on your bum, the horse will come up through the withers. That's what and activate from behind. So
Yeah.
if you, good, sit back on your bum, that's really good.
But
And the legs in the same position. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
yeah, what I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to lift myself and let him go off the back while I sit on my bum.
Yep.
Yeah, and that is even worse for my hip flexors, but they had it coming to them because they have been destroying me for so long.
They had it coming.
Yeah,
They got another
I'm
thing
sick
coming.
and tired of them being such woos.
Yep. So I'm going to keep telling you to sit on your bum whenever you
Yeah.
forget. You weren't bad now, but I'll keep
Yeah,
telling you.
thank
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
And when I
Good.
when I say things like that, it's just because it's difficult. It's not because you do. I'm angry with you or
I know.
anything.
But I'm going to keep saying it anyway.
Yeah, please do.
Sit on your bum.
Yeah,
Yes.
in order to sit on
Yes.
my bum, I need to stretch.
Yes.
Every time there. You
Here.
know?
I'm going to tell all you guys out there, when you try to stretch, it often feels like the muscle is activating. And it's
Yeah.
very easy to confuse those two things so that you activate the muscle more in order to feel as if it stretches more.
Yeah.
Make sure that the thing you do in order to try and stretch more is to sit more on your bum.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I have to do
Yes.
is like, you know, to open the hips
Yeah.
and stretch the hip flexors.
Yeah.
You need to engage your bum muscles,
Yes.
your seat muscles.
Yeah.
And those-
Until you don't have to use muscle to change muscle anymore.
No, but that is, yeah, that is when you have to stretch your hip
Yep.
flexors.
Yep. That is completely correct.
Yeah.
Just, I know that people tend to become confused and it's difficult to understand all of these
Yeah,
things.
yeah. So please
So
explain.
sit on your bum all the time. Good. Good.
But-
Good. Still good.
When I do it, I lose my stirrups.
Yeah. That's okay for now.
Yeah. But I want to do both.
Yeah. Greedy, are we?
No, But I know that because it's impossible to stay seated on my bum if I continue being so stiff.
That is true.
Oh,
Yeah, good
yes.
job. Good job.
I have to
That's a
think that
much better movement. Very nice. And every time you really do a change and sit further back, he's snorted every time.
Yeah.
It's really good. You're still doing good now, and he keeps his rhythm. And you see his ears are pointing towards you, not towards me, even if I'm talking.
Yeah. Stop it.
That means he's listening. Which means you have done the avatar trick, eh?
Yeah.
Very nice. So how does the horse feel when you manage to sit on your bum?
Yeah,
Have
he
you-
feels great, but
Cool. That's all right.
I'm wobbling and then he's wobbling, so that's okay.
So he's precise. is he?
Yes, he's very obedient. That is the the humbling thing with this horse, because he's so obedient that he listens to all your wobbling too.
Yeah. It's very interesting when you have a horse that's really responsive to the rider,
Yeah.
and watch the horse, that same horse under different riders. You will see that the horse shapes himself according to that rider.
Yeah.
I've done that several times here. Like I've had a very interesting student we have and have had, who was a CrossFit trainee, really strong, really explosive, but a little bit short in the muscle, and the horse became really explosive and really short and tight. That was funny.
So
And also, of
I
course,
need
we
to
can-
change reins.
That's fine. And of course, that same sort of idea happens when you and me ride the same horse as well, because we have very different qualities as riders.
Yeah.
So sit on your bum as far back as possible. Yeah, I just have to tell this to the viewers. I'm happy with what you do, even though I'm going to say that you can see sometimes when she leans back, she also leans a little bit back leans a little bit through the lower back, the lumbar back. That's okay as long as she opens the hips more. Very nice.
I need to, it's very important. I'd say that to my students as well that have the same problem, that you need to deliberately open your hip joints for each step,
Yes.
or else you will get a kick in the lower back for every step,
Yeah.
because your body doesn't do it on its own.
You're doing really well now. You're doing so well that I would like to see you trot.
No,
I would,
Please.
but you don't have to. I'm not saying you
yeah,
should.
I can't do it.
That's all right.
I'm on the edge of what I
That's
can
fine.
do right now.
That's fine. That's like, I just see that, the quality is great. Now let's trot.
Yeah.
That's how
Because
the
it's-
instructor's brain works.
It's so painful in my left hip right now.
Yeah,
Every time he takes a step forwards,
yeah,
that I can't do it.
that's okay. Can I then, so Hanne says that it's painful every time it takes a stride through the left hind leg. That left hind leg of this horse and many horses, they push off really well with it. And they push that power up through the hip of the rider. So I need then to have you concentrate so that you don't try and avoid the pain. Because that means your hips are trying to close down that movement, right?
Yeah.
So I need you to, sounds absolutely horrible, but I need you to allow it through.
Just allow, not push.
Allow the pain.
Yeah. I'm allowing the pain
Yes?
all the time.
Yeah, but that's not something that people understand. So
All right. Yeah.
we
yeah.
have to say that.
Yeah, that's okay.
So allow the pain to rip your hip open every stride. And after 100 strides or something, 1,000.
Now he's
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well done. And now he
was like,
became-
oh, is that what you mean?
Yeah, and he became strong and slow in his movement.
Oh.
Really, really nice. All right. I think we're going to call it the day.
Yeah.
This has been a brilliant training session. Well done. So how it should feel when you stretch through your hips and some strategies to approach that problem. See you guys later.